I'm Jamie Carragher, and you are listening to the Copite Podcast.
What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Copite Podcast. What a win that was then, in Curtis Jones style. What a win, lad. Before the goal went in, I was coming on here we were going to have a little chat about like how it was a good, solid draw away from home, and then Harvey Elliott comes on the field towards the end, 47 seconds after he came on for Mo Salah, and just bags with his first touch. Fucking unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, it's unbelievable. It's one of them games where you just look like you just don't want to concede that goal. You just want to make sure that we keep that clean sheet. You're scared of every corner or every attack they have because they are very creative, very, very good, to be honest. You can't take that away from them. But then obviously that just happens, and it's 1-0 Liverpool, and we bring that result back to Anfield for the next game. It's just one of them where you'd be like, yeah, I just take that and move. It's brilliant, and it's a great moment for both Darwin and Elliott as well.
Well, yeah, on the preview show we were saying like just don't lose, and that's kind of the way we were going about it. As you could see, we were talking about like how good are they because they're doing well in their league, their division, but how can that translate into Champions League because they've lost to Bayern, lost to Arsenal, lost to Atletico. And it turns out they're very good. Aren't they? Like Dembele's just a fucking pain in the ass. The other fella on the other wing, I can never pronounce his name. The Georgian fella. Let's call him a Georgian fella because I can't pronounce his name. But he's obviously Georgie boy. But like even when he was at Napoli, he was absolutely flying, weren't he? And he's obviously a very good player, and they've paid a lot of money for him. But just the midfield as well, João Neves and the Vitinha, all the players they've got in there just can tick it over nicely. But yeah, like we've got to just talk about like how it went like first half, because like we just couldn't string two passes together. Like Jota, we were very deep in our half, and it was just like we couldn't really get out. Salah was having a bit of a nightmare. We couldn't string two passes together, and I was getting to the half time thinking, "Fuck, you know what? I'll take this. I'll take this again for the second half and just get away 0-0 and just get back to Anfield and whatever. Just don't lose." But yeah, they showed like that they're a very good side. I think, I guess, I saw a few people online of like David Lynch, like journalists, saying like similar to us. It's hard to judge their like form because they're in League One and they're playing against like French teams every week and they're beating them. So it's hard to judge like how good they actually are until you see them in, like against your side and you realise how they can pin you back. And obviously they're at home, so it's easier. But yeah, first half was a bit of a mad one, and we just had to keep them out, didn't we?
Yeah, and they closed us down. They put pressure on us. We didn't have a chance to put passes together, like you said. It's just one of them where you feel like I wouldn't say we show up because it's very hard to play against a team like that, but the only thing at least you expect is a fight. And I think we start off a little bit like we're not up for it, but I think we kind of grew into the game, even though they still were dominating, with everything and statistics and, everything we can check with passes and possession. They were just great, but just the way that their midfield, closed us down, and every time we got a chance to try to attack, I think we just lost the ball. I think in one way we were not very good in those moments, and when we got the chance to go into areas and have the final ball into their side of the pitch, because I think we lost the ball very easily, and we also kind of felt like we were stressed and not concentrating in those moments. So I was very frustrated with the way that we gave away the ball, because sometimes you just need to keep the ball, have a little bit of a rest and momentum, and just try to build from there. But we gave it away all the time, which make us tired because they get the ball back and we just need to regroup quickly, and they are on us again. And then we have to run back and, get into positions. And I can just imagine, how we feel the legs after this game. Obviously, the head will be amazing because of the win in the end, but it will be a game that probably took a lot of energy. So hopefully, looking ahead to Southampton on Saturday, which is a very important game at home as well, we can still be fresh for it. But it's just one of them where like we were ran down, we had to fight for it. We did fight better and better through the game, and in the end, we got away with 3 points. So it's just, you can't. It's just one of them where you're just fucking happy. We probably didn't deserve it, but football is never fair. We just grab the points and not the points, the win, and we move.
I was going to say, grab the points. It's
grab the win.
I'll let you off because you're an hour ahead over in Sweden. So but yeah, we're on the Bevs, of course. Harvey Elliott's absolutely sorted us out there. But yeah, I was just looking at the first half stats there. No shots on target from us. 1 shot off target. They had 5 on target, 4 off target, 1.42 expected goals. We had 0.13 expected goals. So kind of told the tale of the first half. But yeah, Doug in the chat, nice one. Doug says up the fucking Reds. And it says Cavaradonna, he's named in Georgia. See, I'm kind of glad we didn't sign him because I would have an absolute fucking nightmare trying to pronounce his name, although he's obviously a very good player. But yeah, like the longer the game went on, you were just hoping that Liverpool were going to just stay in the game first and foremost. But Alisson Becker, and other commentators were reference this quite often. Like,
what a man!
It's the class. That's Alisson Becker at his best, and you can say like since he's been out of the side, and then Kelly that came in been done really well, and then Alisson's came back in. He's not been vintage Alisson Becker, has he? Really, but in a game like this where I've got to scrape through, I've got to fight for every ball you need. If they're going to get through, you need your goalie to come out and make himself big and make those saves and holding on to everything. Because I think over the last few weeks, over the last few pods we've done, I've been like critical maybe that he's been punching stuff a bit too much, where it's coming in and he'll punch it, and it's just like that. It makes everyone more stressed. It doesn't alleviate the stress in the way that he usually does. So a massive performance from him, but hopefully a massive like confidence boost for himself to prove to himself, not that he has to, that he is still the best in the world. And when you come to places like PSG away, you've got to do that, and he proved how good he is tonight again. Yeah,
easily man of the match, obviously. But I was thinking
Harvey Elliott, lad, Harvey Elliott.
It's just a way that they, like I said before, they came at us straight from the start, and he just stood like a big wall in that goal, and the saves were amazing. The one that where he stretches out his whole body and just pushes the balls across the line to make it a corner or whatever. It's just one of them where, like you said, we know that he's the best in the world, and maybe had a bit of a down period because of injuries and Kelly coming in doing it great, and he coming back needs to get into rhythm. But when he shows his quality in games like this, it's just. That's the thing. You never want players like this to get older and to leave one day, because it's just one of them where you don't, even if we got a new goalie coming in and we're not sure what the future will hold in that case, it's just one of them where you be like, how can we ever replace that quality? It's the same with Salah in the long term, and Van Dijk as well. But Andersson is in that bracket as well. How do you replace a quality goalie like that? Because that's a trophy winning goalie. That's the way that you win leagues, trophies, like we have done with him, because the quality that he has, and he keeps that level through years as well. He never really drops, like we said. Now he can have moments because of injuries, or but it's just not like in a way that you feel like he's done. He's always coming back. So massive, obviously in this game, but massive every time he plays for us. And he's fucking, he's one of the most beautiful men around in the world. So it's just brilliant to watch him play.
Yeah, I seen he's rocking the rocking the like Soboslai headband. Yeah, I don't know if Soboslai's having a bit of a. I don't know if I like the effect, because I prefer him just like with his just have the flowing locks, like just
you just looking at Soboslai and thinking, fucking hell, he's a gorgeous man. I'm thinking I'm going to go for his style a bit.
yeah, just vying for the sexiest man at Liverpool. But let's have a look at the comments here. We've got Aiden in. Nice one, Aiden, for jumping in. He says evening, and he says smash and grab at its finest, and Alisson the cat. Doug says wonder how Paul Merson is tonight. I bet he's absolutely fucking fuming. Gary's in. Gary Richards, nice one, Gary. Tally ho, all Liverpool won. Paris mad. Great win in France. Yeah, defo. Doug says, yeah, special shout out to Endo. By the way, put himself to tackles whenever he comes on. I'm always confident us winning or drawing. Yeah, and then Yuki says, nice one, Yuki. Hello and get in. That was a hard win. Now looking forward to the return fixture. Yeah, massive return fixture, especially with the lead. The lead's huge. But do you want to come back to what Doug says there and Endo? And obviously I've wrote Endo's name down on my little notes here, on my little notepad in massive letters. Endo. Just Endo, loads of exclamation marks, because what a guy. When you see him coming on, it is like when we were talking about LB on Twitter the other day. It's like you see him put that gum shield in, you know shit's going to happen. Yeah. And I actually wrote it down, 82nd minute. That was the first time all night. It was a 50-50 and he went, you know what, fuck this, I'm going in full-blooded. He done about 3 somersaults in the air after he went into the tackle because it was that powerful. But just do that more. There was a few tonight, like Salah's had a few and then Trent had a few. Trent done okay on the whole. I think he had a few good moments, a few bad moments where he's not going in, like balls bobbling in the air and not putting your head on it. Just put your head on it, like just a little bit of that where I just think you can alleviate pressure a bit more if you just do it a little bit better. And it's like, obviously we can't complain because we got over the line with a 1-0 win, but it's a little bit like that where you want us to be a bit more full-blooded in the tackle and stuff like that. But yeah, Endo, we've got to talk about Endo because he's the man, isn't he?
Yeah, I love that, like you said, the way that he comes on and he put that gum shield in and we know, like you said, we know that he's just going to throw himself into tackles, and obviously he will become a cult hero the way that he plays and offers himself for the team. Like he never seems like he's scared of going into these kind of situations and tackles because he does that for a shirt, and that's what we love. Someone that used to like, well, I might get a bit hurt here, but it means more. Just do it for that shirt and for the team and make sure. Because the thing is, when he throws himself into tackles and win them like that as well, it gives, some sort of adrenaline kick for everyone else because it's for the supporters. We celebrate those kind of tackles and those kind of challenges. So that's probably, something that mirrors on to the team as well. If they see a player go in like that and win a 50-50 and just comes out of it and just fucking, come on, that's highs the energy level for everyone, increases everything in terms of power and fighting. And sometimes we need that kind of momentum. Like you said, sometimes Trent looks sloppy. He has some moments where he doesn't run back properly. He doesn't chase down properly. You get annoyed because you can be like, just close him down better and be there, be on your toes. You get annoyed, but then you see Endo doing that kind of shit, and you're thinking like everyone just comes up,
do what he does,
clap him, get on his back and just being, well done, and that's what helps the team to regroup and also feel that, like I said, adrenaline kick just come into them and be like, we can do this, and that's what he does for us. So yeah, he's massive in these kind of situations where that we got a chance and he comes in and just fucking ruins the play for the opposition team. So all credit to Endo for what he does. He might not play that much, he might not get many minutes, but when he does, that's very important for us in the way that we want to win games.
Yeah, because even in like the pre-match stuff, like there was Slot and Endo was having a little interview as well, and he was saying he doesn't play as much as he wants to, which is obvious, but he's like Slot told him like he's invaluable in terms of like his attitude and the way that he comes onto the field. Like, it's like he's just proper professional fella who, like, especially in games like these, that you just need someone to put the foot in. But it's not just that. It's the when you come up against Dembele and the Georgian fella, you need doubling up on those with the fullbacks as well. And he's very good at, like, if people are coming inside, you're not getting past them. You're either going to ground or he's winning the ball off you, which is what you need in those moments. But let's have a look at the comments again. So Joseph Tyrrell is in the comments. Nice one, lad. Allison, what a guy. Aiden says he will be fuming like Rio Ferdinand, and Merson and Ferdinand. Ferdinand didn't say fuck all for that last 10 minutes. He was probably just absolutely livid because he was fucking. I'm so glad.
Well,
you're lucky you don't have to deal with him, but he's nearly 50. And the way that he speaks is just like, come on, lad. Do you know that you're nearly 50? Come on, lad. It's just craziness. And Joseph again says Cavara should stay on his feet more often. Yeah, defo. Aiden says Allison and Zob as like hair brothers. What else have we got? Yeah, he says big up Mick and Chris. Nice one, lad. Gary says, would you start Elliott on Saturday, which we'll talk about in a sec. So we're going to talk a little bit more about Southampton in a sec. But tonight, anyway, like let's talk about like what it means in terms of going forward. Because obviously it's a massive result. PSG hadn't lost a game since November. I think that's stretching back like 22 games, which is ridiculous. Like Luis Enrique, for them was obviously very excited, and I'm obviously expected them to get a good result against us because they've been doing so well. I saw like comments of João Neves in the press saying they expect to win tonight and all that, and it's just little bits like that where I don't know why people say it. Like obviously they played really well and probably deserved. If anyone was going to win tonight, they deserve to win just because how dominant they were. But I don't know why people come out in the press saying like, oh yeah, we've got a better team than them. They've got more individual quality, but we're a better side, and all this stuff where it's like it can only be bad for you. And I'm like, do you know what I mean? Like there's stuff like that people do. I don't know why they do it in the press. It's mad.
It's a weird take as well, considering we won the Champions League, the league. Yeah. We were great and consistent throughout the league, and we are leading the Premier League. Like we are very good collectively as well, and we've got great individual players. So to say stuff like that might just come back and bite you in the ass, to be honest, because to use a word is very, familiar in the Arsenal, fan groups. To be humble is sometimes very important, because the thing is, we can sit here now, obviously, and just, go with our get-ins, and we robbed them. We got away with the win, and obviously there will be another game at Anfield, and we're in a really great position, and we will take that and we will celebrate it. But in the end of the day, we know we're going to play them, even if it's at home. We're going to play them, and we can't give them any chances like that. So you need to stay, in balance of being humble and celebrating. That's obviously everyone's own opinion, but that's how I work. I can celebrate loads, and I can give stick, and I can give banter, but at the end of the day, I'll also stay a little bit humble, because I know it can change so quickly. It's the same with the way that Arsenal said, winning against PSV away is not for everyone, and you'd be like, it's a great result though, but we haven't won a Champions League and we got 6. So maybe you should say that when you actually won it, like come back and that's what I mean when you sit in a press conference as a PSG player and say, we expect to win. It's like, yeah, you were great and you did probably everything you could to actually win, but we got that fucking beautiful Andersson in goal, and we've got 2 fucking big halves in Van Dijk and Konate standing as a wall, and then we got a running midfield with Szoboszlai up front in that midfield 3 running his fucking arse off, and then we obviously got Darwin Núñez coming on with his beautiful at the hand nut, and then obviously Harvey Elliott just runs down the wing and just put the ball in the net, and it's 1-0 Liverpool. So sometimes you'd be like, maybe you shouldn't talk that much beforehand. You can talk after.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool players are generally good at doing that, because obviously, like, under Klopp, he wouldn't have had anyone coming out going, oh yeah, we're favourites for this, favourites for that, because it can only be to your detriment if it doesn't happen, because you're just giving yourself a potential, like a bat to beat you with if it doesn't come through in the end, and you look like a bit of a knobhead, to be honest. But yeah, it's one of them, innit? But Joseph says, as Klopp said, he will be shocked if he doesn't extend past his contract. That was what Klopp said about Endo. And yeah, hopefully he does, because, I mean, we spoke about this a few weeks ago, actually, like, if Endo wants to go and play somewhere else, and you said, like, why would he potentially do that when he can stay here and play a bit part and hopefully win some trophies. So, but I guess it's all on him, like, what he wants to do going forward, but there's no doubt on how important he can be. Like, when Gravenberch didn't have his best game, but no one really did tonight. That we couldn't really string 2 passes together. And there was a few moments where he's done a few good turns, but then the final pass into like the wings, it was one where he was trying to get over to Salah and it just went out of play. And usually, like, he's so slick at doing that type of thing, and wasn't quite like him. But like you said, Núñez gets onto the field, has a big impact in the goal. He plays it over to Elliott. Elliott scores with his first touch, 47 seconds in. We managed to get over the line against PSG, ending the winning streak. And yeah, it was the definition of a smash and grab. But like Gary said before, we just start Elliott on Saturday, so we might as well talk a little bit about Saturday, because we are back at Anfield in the Premier League, 3:00 kickoff. And yeah, we need to continue what we've been doing. I mean, I know you said on the preview show not that you weren't bothered about tonight, but like you're more excited about the Premier League because of how good we're doing. And I'm the same. Like anything else is a bonus. Like obviously Carabao Cup finals coming up. If we can win that, boss. If we can get as far as we can in the Champions League, boss. But the Premier League is like the main goal this season. And I mean, it mostly is. It is most seasons, like, but this season especially with the way that we are, Slot's first season, but how we're going in the league as well. 13 points clear. We can potentially be 16 points clear ahead of Arsenal going to Old Trafford on Sunday. So
yeah.
And what Gary says, we'll just start earlier. I don't know if I would start earlier, but what type of lineup do you reckon he'll go with?
It's a difficult one because, like you said, my aim is obviously the Premier League. The goal is the Premier League. It's always been. I would always go for the Champions League as well, but I think because, and I said that this in the last show as well, that because the fans were not able to be there when we won last time to be, celebrating with the team and have a parade and everything that comes with it. I just want to win that Premier League trophy for everyone to be together to do that, and for Virgil to lift that trophy, because that will mean the world to me. It will mean the world to every supporter around the world, and especially obviously the local fans as well that couldn't be in the ground last time. So I obviously, depending on, because we, like I said before, we put in a great shift tonight against PSG. We had to run loads, and we have to be compact and stand our ground. Depends on the legs ahead of Saturday, because I don't want to rotate too much, because I want us to really go for that win against Southampton, because I don't want to disrespect any team, but it's Southampton at home. They are really bad this season. They are one of the worst teams that we probably ever seen in the Premier League. Together with Derby one season, I think they were even more crap than Southampton. But it's just, for me, like, they up for grabs as well to actually get the 3 points at home, and the mental aspect of it, to actually go 16 points ahead of Arsenal when they go to Old Trafford on the Sunday, which means I don't want us to be weakened in any way, like team-wise. I want us to go strong. I want us to go, like you said, hopefully grab 1, 2, 3 goals. I wouldn't say early, but throughout the game, and then we can bring players off for the game against PSG next week. So I don't know. I think Harvey Elliott coming on scoring. Obviously, he's got talent. Obviously, he's got qualities, but it's a little bit of luck as well. I don't think because he just comes on and score would put him in a starting 11. But it depends on the legs on everyone else. If they are fit and for fight and can go in against Southampton and just do the job and actually perform the way that we have been doing in the Premier League recently, let's go for the strongest team we have, and then rotate and substitute obviously the way the game goes. But I don't think I would start him, because I think we also need the momentum and the rhythm to go. Like we've got a 11 now that have played really well recently against very tough opponents. So I think just go with that if they can. Otherwise, obviously, we probably need to pick a few here and there.
Yeah, well, the good thing is we've got 2 games at home now, because obviously we've got Southampton on Saturday, then we've got obviously the return leg of PSG on Tuesday night at Anfield as well. So there's potential there to, obviously, 3-day gap between them. I mean, I saw a few people online saying that you'd maybe throw a Quansah in, and I think that's that's too much for me. Like, you wanna, I mean, you can talk about like us being top and Southampton being shite and all that, which is they're both true, but you can't risk it. You can't risk it just in case. You want to win, at least we'll get the game 160, and then you can make the changes and that. But Doug says his team would be Alisson, Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Gravenberch, Jones, Szoboszlai, and then Gakpo, Nunes, and Salah. So yeah, Tsimikas didn't get on the pitch today, so it says to me that Tsimikas will play. Jones came on, and we haven't even mentioned Jones in terms of the PSG. But I thought he was very impressive tonight, just keeping the ball, his work rate, his ability to link up play, getting in and around, making stuff happen, but also keeping it nice and chill when we needed to, especially after the goal. He was getting in the corner and trying to keep hold of it, like the stuff that you need to do in games like that. So maybe we could, see him in there ahead of Maka. But I think it's hard, because you just think you want to win the game. You want to go through the tried and tested normal 3. I think it's hard to look away from that, but there's no doubt like how good Curtis Jones is, and yeah, there's a few options in there for slot, definitely. Aiden's put his in as well. Anyone else, if you want to put your lineup in and we give us a shout out, then yeah,
that's a long sentence, Aiden.
I know, yeah. I think it's pretty
Andersson
smart, bro.
making.
It's like the what's that train station in Wales called? It's about that long, isn't it? Allison, Trent, Canate, Van Dijk, Simicas, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Salah, Jota, Gakpo. See, that's another thing we haven't spoken about Gakpo either, because obviously he didn't play tonight because he was a bit touch and go, and he hasn't been risked upon, which makes sense. But if he is fit, then yeah, I would like to see him come in. But then I think because he didn't play tonight, he'd probably just be on the bench again and then come on off the bench towards the end, hopefully, like last 20 minutes, to hopefully get him ready for Tuesday, where we're going to need him, because I think PSG at home, obviously we've got them amazing 1-0 lead now, but we're going to need to score the chances that we get. So I think Cody Gakpo this season has just been absolutely incredible, hasn't he? So that could be a shout as well. Yeah, Aiden says, sorry lads, had a nightmare there.
PSG as well.
That's absolutely hilarious, that. Doug says, what's your choice of tipple tonight? Having a cheeky Miretti on a school work night. Yeah, I've just, I wasn't going to, but I had 2 of these bad boys left in the fridge, a little Asahi, so I thought, why not? Your little bottle looked quite interesting, lad. What was that? Norlands.
Have
I had that? I think that rings a bell.
Yeah, you have Norlands, but this is the Norlands Use, which is Use is light, so it's a little bit lighter. It's just 4.7 in alcohol volume.
Still not too bad, like 4.7.
Yeah, but it's the light version, and it's ecological as well. It says like up there, so it's a good one. But it's very tasty when it's very cold.
I like the bottle. I like them bottle. I that style bottle as well.
Yeah, and it's just one of them which you just like.
Screw top.
Yeah, so it's brilliant, especially summertime. You just have them like in a, what do you call it, like an ice bath, like the gorgeous place we're being right now, and just pop them up and in the sun. So they are really, really good, especially in the summer. But yeah, I actually got this one now because Evelina likes them every now and then, so I have a few in the fridge for her, mostly because I have my Guinness and stuff. But now I saw that it was a few left of them, so I actually just nicked one from her. Yeah.
Do it. Aiden says just 4.7. That's exactly what I said. I thought you were going to say it's light, and then it was like 3.8 or something.
I buy some logs sometimes. They're usually 5.9. Like that's like, yeah, do the job.
Yeah, especially what is it? Duvel's like 8 point something. I think 8.2 Belgian beer. That's fucking rocket fuel. That shit. Doug says that's very life Christian. But yeah, I think
it's a glass of milk.
there's plenty of options, and they going into obviously Saturday with the lineup and stuff. I think Southampton, I mean, it's set up for us just to batter them, isn't it? But they're going to turn up. They're going to try and make something happen. We can't just rock up and go, lads, we're going to wham these 7-0 here. It's going to be one of them. We need to just like first 15 minutes get a goal. Yeah. Like Salah had a bit of for Salah's incredibly high standards this season, he had a bit of a nightmare tonight. I mean, you can forgive him to have like the odd night off where he's not quite himself, but even just holding up the ball, and like he tried to get up there at their fullback a few times, and their fullback looked very good, to be honest. He looked like a very decent player, and he just couldn't get through him. Even as his passing, there was a moment where he gets it tonight, and there's a ball through to like Nunes, but unusually he's so good at like waiting, and then like playing it in at the right time. And you can tell he got to a point and thought, I'm going to play it now, and he played it, and it's like it's just like half a second too early, like half a second late, and Nunes gets on the end of that because we know how fast he is. I mean, it's another thing if Nunes gets in and he scores, but it's usually Salah's passing's on point and Nunes can get in there, but. Yeah, I think I'd be happy to see Nunes on Saturday, I think, because I think he came on and was effective tonight. Jota worked his arse off, but I mean, it was difficult because I think if Nunes started the game, it would have been similar for him. I think he would have been in and out of the game, and then Jota would have came on and had probably a similar impact anyway. So I think it's difficult to judge in a game where you haven't got the ball, innit?
I think Jota is better when we are playing at home and we are in control of the game, when we can create and build play. Because obviously now PSG was all over us, and we played long almost all game. That's where you need players like Nunez who can run very quickly behind their defensive line and also hold up the ball a bit. So I think, Jota didn't have a good game, but I think he might be more suitable playing home against Southampton. But I obviously don't want to take anything away from Nunez. For me, it's more like you said, we play Southampton. It's at home. It's a very great opportunity to just, like I mentioned before, mentally go ahead against Arsenal with 16 points. And that's why I think it's very crucial, because we know there's going to be tough games coming up. We're going to another derby. We're going to play Chelsea away for further on. And there's a few there where we just we can, even if I don't want it, to be honest, and I think we will always give everyone a game, we can afford to lose some points, during the journey towards the last game of the season as well. And if we win these games at home against Southampton, that's going to put some pressure on Arsenal, and they're going to be like, oh fucking hell, we can't keep up with this. So that's games where you just need to win, and then you can go and just, for example, just draw against Chelsea away if that happens, but then you can afford that because you took the points that you're supposed to take. So that's why I want to go strong. I don't want to leave anything to chance, like you said with Konate, if you're going to replace him with Kwanzaa just because it's good to rest Konate. Yeah, I understand that part of it, but at the same time, what if something happens because he's not playing regularly and something's going to happen and we concede a stupid goal or whatever? I don't say that's just going to happen because I think it's good, but you know what I mean? The team is in rhythm. They know what they can do together. They're on a mission. Why mix it up too much when you get the chance to actually go for this title? I think it's so very important to keep games like this to win at home against Southampton. You can't afford, like, this is our game, like Arsenal had against West Ham. Obviously, they are you have injury crisis, but they played at home against West Ham, and we thought obviously they're going to go and win that because they are a good team at home. They kind of go in because of the rhythm. Even if they've got injuries, they've got players that can still win the game for them. They ended up losing. I obviously know the West Ham is better than Southampton in terms of what the league says, but at the same time, we can't just play at home and think that we're going to win it. We need to do the proper job. But this is the game where we have our West Ham moment. Can we, instead of losing a game like this, just make sure that we score that, like I said, I saw in the chat, an early goal and then maybe score a couple of more. That's done and over, and we can move on from there. But it's very important just thinking ahead of where we are on the table and what we can achieve.
Yeah, especially when you look at the table, 67 points if we win. Saturday we go on to 70 points. Obviously then Arsenal still got 2 games in hand. But them looking at us on 54 points and we're on 70, it seems like we're so far away. In terms of psychologically, which is massive. Yeah, I just saw that on Kristian's and that was a turn pink. Is that the red light shining through? Or are you just early for Christmas, lad, with the old Rudolph nose?
Yeah. Sorry, it's just there it's the little light on the microphone that does that. So it's just one of them.
And you've got to get that close, otherwise we can't hear you. So you've got to have a red nose forever.
Yeah. Camouflage for when I'm having a drink as well.
Yeah, hide your whiskey nose like Alex Ferguson. Gary says Alisson, Trent, Virgil, Konate, Tsimikas, Elliott, Gravenberch, Mack, Gakpo, Nunes, Salah. Yeah, if Gakpo's back fit and Slot thinks he's ready to go, then perfect, because it gives him a good minutes in the legs going into Tuesday, which I think we'll need him for. Yeah, I mean, we said before, I don't know if Elliott start, but I mean, if he does after tonight and Slot puts him straight in, you'd be like, you know what, fair play. He came off the bench, scored a goal after 47 seconds, hasn't been getting anywhere near the amount of games that he'd like. People are talking about whether he's going to leave, and he's come out and recently, hasn't he, last couple of weeks, saying that he's not going to leave and all that stuff. So I don't think he's going to go anywhere fast, but hopefully,
that will give him a boost if he plays. Obviously,
yeah, it's going to give him a boost. Yeah, because especially he comes on for Salah on that right hand side, but he doesn't really want to come on. He wants to come in. He wants to play where Szoboszlai's playing. He wants to play where Jones goes in there and into the 10 position, and he's over on the right hand side because he's left footed, and that's just the way it is. Sometimes you'd have to play where you need it, and he comes on and after 47 seconds gets a goal. So yeah, it would be a nice little tip of the hat to him from Slot, but I just don't think I think if it was Klopp, I think he might do it just because he's like, right, you've earned that tonight. But with Slot, I reckon he'd just be like, well done, but we need the big fellas back for Saturday because we need to win that game. You can come on if we're 4-0 up, you can come on last 20 minutes for Zoboslai and you can get the fifth if you want, like one of them. But I think it's a difficult one to say he's going to start that one because, just because I think because where we are, it's such a like last 10 games, like there's going to be 9 left after Saturday. Like there's not much. There's not many points left to play for, really, in the grand scheme of things, and we need to make sure every game we need 3 points basically just to fend Arsenal off as far as we can.
Yeah, but it's just the perfect moment to get, like I said, get the 3 points against Southampton. They go into Old Trafford. We know that Man United are shite. We don't, think that they will ever do us any favors, obviously, anyway. But they have to play for their own, sake and their own honor in where they are in the table. And they need to grab points, especially at home if they can. We know that teams come to Old Trafford nowadays and actually go for it and win and stuff like that. We don't have to take that into consideration at the moment. But I think also, I think that it's a game where Man United, I wouldn't say fans it themselves, but it's a big game for them against Arsenal. And even though, it would give us a boost if they took points from Arsenal, I think they just need to play for their own, like I said, honor in one way and to actually get this season as good as they can table-wise, because they are, in the moment, just very, very low and very crap. But it's just, I hopefully think, I think that they hopefully will do something. And, if they end up drawing against Arsenal, we go and win. It's another 2 points where we just go, above from Arsenal. And I think that's so mentally, it's so important. That's why I think it's crucial that we win, because if we don't, if we draw or whatever, even worse, would lose against Southampton at home, which I don't think will happen. But, when you never know with football, we saw that game tonight. You know what I mean? They were battering us, but we ended up winning. And if that happens, that will give a bit of a boost for Arsenal and see that we actually lost in a way that they did against West Ham, and they would probably go into that game at Old Trafford with more, of energy and thinking if we get a result here and actually go and win it, we gain some points, and you never know what's going to happen further down the line because we're going to have tough games. They're going to have as well. But I think that's why momentum like this, when you play at home, when 3 points are up for grabs, you put the pressure on them because they're going to play away. It's very, very crucial. It's 100% a game that we need to win in this stage of the season, because things can change so quick in momentum if you don't do that. We saw that obviously with them losing against West Ham and then drawing against Forest. I know they got injury crisis. That will play its part. That's just, part of the game, and I understand that will affect them. But at the same time, it's something that, comes with, we just keep on winning and we get results against Man City away. And, it's just one of them where they're going to be like, fucking hell. So I think they're going to have more focus. Obviously now they won against PSV away with a great result. So they can go strong against United on Sunday because they can rest a few players against PSV at home, I guess. But, for us to just win against Southampton, that I can't, that's the thing. It's one of them where I'm just going to be like, even if it's Southampton, it's one of them games where you think like, another step, like you said, it's only 9 games after that, and that's going to be so very crucial. And it's not many games at all. Like it's going to be over before we know it. But we want to be in a situation where we can hopefully celebrate a title before it comes down to the last game of the season.
Please no. You don't want that. Obviously, you'll be coming over soon, but I don't think I can take it getting into the later stage, because people spoke about it on the pod on a pint with Abby, the latest one, about like, would you want to go into the Arsenal game with the title kind of not riding on it, like if we win it, we win the league, do you know what I mean, one of them, or would you prefer win it before and get the guard of honour off the Arsenal team and Lego's head just falls off completely, and that just sounds too exciting for it not to be real. I want Lego's head to fall off, just right off his shoulders. That would be absolutely boss. But yeah, I've just been looking through on there. Just been looking through on Twitter at like what's been going on in terms of like post-match stuff. And Sloth kind of said about Alisson, I don't think I've worked with a goalkeeper that has played at this level. Obviously, just like singing his praises about how good he is, and massive moments tonight. So many of them. Just huge saves. And then there's a stat here. Since the start of 2024, Arne Slot has lost just 4 games in charge of Feyenoord and Liverpool. It's pretty good, isn't it, lad? It's pretty good, that. Absolutely mad. Yeah. What a guy. And then there's another one from Luis Enrique, who he's saying that he thinks they're going to turn it around at Anfield, and of course we're going to go there and win. So, and you know what, I can't have a go over him for his confidence, because they've shown tonight how good they are. But that next game at Anfield is going to be a different game completely, because we obviously wanted to do a little number on them tonight, and we did it. We did it perfectly. A 0-0. If we would have come in and it was 0-0, I would have been saying, amazing, fucking boss. That I'll take that. I'll take that all day 0-0 the way that we played. But to get a 1-0 lead, and that going into that next leg is going to be absolutely massive. But yeah, we'll leave it there, because I'm conscious it's 11:15 here, but it's 11:45 for you, so it's getting a bit late. It's getting a bit late in the day, and we're 40 minutes in.
Thursday soon.
So. What?
It's Thursday soon.
It's Thursday soon. It's a school night, isn't it? Yeah, we'll leave it there. Nice one, everyone, for jumping in. We're going to start doing more of these, because we used to always do these all the time after matches. Obviously, if Kristian's available and all that, we'll jump on and have a little chat and a pint and then have a chat. But it's always good to do now and again, especially now that I've been doing more like pod and a pint stuff. There's going to be another pod and a pint tomorrow, and that's going to be with Harry Robinson from Have a Word Pod, and he's got his own pod called Mad Dat Pod. But he's a Wigan fan, so you might hear some Emil Heskey, you might hear some Chris Kirkland. Just try and get some like Wigan, Liverpool related stuff out of him. But yeah, he's a good fella, so we'll have a little chat about it, like footy in general and stuff, and all the mad stuff and mad people that he speaks to.
You have to ask him how he rates what's his name? Carragher's son. What's his name?
James, innit? James
Carragher. Oh yeah. Just ask him how he rates him. Obviously,
yeah, he might just. It'd be funny if he just goes, "Nah, he's shite." Yeah. Aiden says, "Nice to catch up, lads. Up the Reds." Doug says, "You never walk alone." Cheers, Mick and Kristian. Yeah, nice one, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Yeah, we'll be back very soon with another pod. Yeah, we've got Saturday, we've got Southampton, so probably do something Monday ahead of the game on Tuesday, which is going to be another massive game with the obviously the boss lead that we've got tonight. But yeah, nice one, everyone. Nice one, Kristian, for jumping on, and yeah, we will see you all very soon. Nice one.
I'm Jamie Carragher, and you are listening to the Copite Podcast.